Hi guys, so today I am here with Daniel, aka Dad. We thought we would do a little video while the kids are at school. Maybe answer some questions about us a little bit, things that you don't get to see. You get to see that we're really involved with our kids, but maybe you don't know why or how it all came to be. So we wanted to kind of answer some of those questions for you today. Yes, we are both blessed to be able to stay home with our kiddos. Daniel, what does that feel like for you, and how did that transition come about?
It's truly a blessing to be able to stay home. I know a lot of guys are like, man, I wish I could stay home. And I'll say to that, be careful what you wish for, because it's a full-time job. It's really hard. There's days where you're like, man, I wish I was still at work. How it all came about was the kids have a lot of activities and just go here and there. Nicole had asked me to stay home. And I kind of gradually got into it, struggled a lot. It was a transition. Old school, male's a provider, all that. I just mentally struggled with all that.
So what was it that you were doing as an occupation before you became a full-time dad?
We first started adopting. I worked night crew for Rayleigh's. I did that for about 6 years. I was still doing side jobs. And so I just decided to go into business for myself and got my contractor's license and everything. So I was roofing and just doing a lot of handyman stuff before Nicole asked me to be home.
When the economy kind of tanked was when you quit doing roofing.
I quit doing roofing.
And so what did you kind of do as a profession after that?
I got into a lot of handyman. I got in with a couple contractors and was basically running the jobs for them, doing full remodels, East Sacramento, fabulous 40s, gutting houses, totally just bringing them up more modern.
And about that same time, Adriana had entered high school. And so Daniel and I were very involved with the PAWS program, which was the Parent Volunteer Program. We actually were the ones that headed up that program. Once the contractor jobs kind of dwindled, then he started volunteering at the high school pretty much on an everyday basis. I mean, most of the kids thought he was one of the campus monitors.
Because I was an undercover cop.
Yeah, he was there all the time. So of course, Adriana got a lot of slack for that. And then he got involved with the wrestling team.
The school just opened up. They were just, everything was brand new, and so they needed a wrestling coach. I was the assistant wrestling coach, but got involved with that. I was there every day. That kind of, I was like, man, this is kind of nice, staying home and just doing what I want to do and taking care of the kids and be with Nicole and still doing some jobs here and there.
How long were you wrestling coach for?
I want to say 3 years, I think it was. The first 3 years that it was open. And then it was just, to be a coach and to be a good coach, and you got to be committed 100% to the program, because I had all these kids, and I think I was going to school. Wasn't I going to school?
Well, during that time, you started going to school.
For drug and alcohol counseling.
Yeah, and if any of you are familiar with wrestling and how that works, practices are Monday through Friday, and then tournaments are Saturdays, and they're all day tournaments. And so, he would literally take a busload of kids to these tournaments. And when our kids and I could join them, we would, but it became really difficult to do that. And so then I was home with all the other kids, and at that time, James was still doing therapeutic horseback riding on Saturdays. So just kind of trying to juggle all the schedules. Kind of the end of the wrestling coaching.
I chose to step away just because I couldn't commit 100%. And if you can't commit 100%, then you really, you shouldn't do it, in my eyes.
And then around that same time, or soon after that, our oldest son, DJ, began taking classes at Sierra College. Daniel actually looked at going back to school, just, maybe a different profession, something that wasn't based on the economy. That was when you went back to school for the drug and alcohol counseling.
Yeah, I went to school for drug and alcohol counseling, graduated from that. I did my internship hours.
What made you want to go into drug and alcohol counseling?
Well, I was running groups at our church that we were going to, Celebrate Recovery, working with guys, sponsoring them. I wanted to have my own practice and just help people get through. You know, it's a process. Recovery is a process. And I just wanted to kind of guide them and help them get through that, you know, so that they could be successful in their recovery.
And I think a lot of that came from your success.
Yes.
In being able to get clean and sober and stay clean and sober.
And stay clean and sober.
As of now, how much sobriety do you have?
I have 22 and a half years as of today.
That's pretty amazing. Back to the drug and alcohol counseling. You went through the program.
Went through the program, graduated, did my internship, got on my hours, and working with people.
Were a lot of the clients who were working with court mandated, or were they voluntarily coming to the program?
It was half and half. A lot of them were court mandated. Again, I'm old school. My sponsor was old school, hard nosed, boom. I mean, recovery's pretty plain and simple. It's, you either want to do it or you don't. You know, I'm gonna try it out and see if it's for me. You either want it or you don't. A lot of the clients that I was working with, it was almost like working with my kids at home. It really was. It was like working with my kids at home, and I was like, I don't know that I want to do this. And through the schooling, I learned a lot about myself, a lot about people. Our kids were getting older and going through just different health problems, I guess you would say, mental problems.
At the time he was going to school, all of our kids were in public school, except for Amada. She was a baby still. We were having a lot of issues with the school district, kids' placements. I was doing a lot of research about homeschooling. It took probably about 6 months of the last year that they were in public school to really evaluate things, and decided to step wholeheartedly into homeschooling the boys. You know, when you have kids that have special needs, it brings homeschooling to a whole new level. So at that point, we decided, you know, if he stayed at home, we could both jump in to the homeschooling adventure. That following school year, we jumped in with both feet. At that point, it was fun, it was easy. You know, we did a lot of hands-on stuff with the kids.
A lot of field trips.
A lot of field trips, a lot of kind of experience-based learning. You know, through that, we were able to go on a huge cross-country trip the summer of 2013, and that was an amazing experience. Both of us were able to see sites that, you know, we had only read about in textbooks in school, and we were able to experience them, and that was amazing. And then life kind of took a turn. You know, here we are 5 years later, and we've adopted 2 more children, and all of our kids are now back in public school. I personally feel that the choices that we've made along the way were right for the periods of our life that we were in. The fact that our kids are in public school now is the right choice for right now.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Again, we're both blessed to be able to stay home. There's so many appointments, just like, I mean, yesterday, for example, we were gone for 5 hours, you know, doctor's appointments with one of the boys.
All the other kids were at school.
All the other kids are at school, come home, you know, just, it's crazy. It's crazy. Once the kids get home, it's crazy. And we got therapists coming to the house, you know, a couple times a week, appointments a couple times a week. Basketball starts tonight. There's a regimen, and we stick pretty closely to our regimen, you know, our routine. We try not to stray too far away from our routine, just because it really sends all the kids for a spin, and they just, you know, get all out of sorts and stuff.
And we want our kids to be able to, you know, experience different things in life. The boys are all involved in Special Olympics. They're also involved in the Best Buddies program at their high school, which has been amazing. Amada's in art club. The kids were in karate, but we recently had to give that up because of lack of time. We just had so many doctor's appointments and therapists and whatnot. You know, Daniel has kind of taken over prepping for dinner. He usually will cook whatever we're gonna have for dinner for that night in the morning hours when the kids are at school. Then that way, once dinner time comes,
You just heat it up and
we
eat.
just heat it up and eat, because there's no time for cooking after the kids get home from school. You know, we have counseling appointments. You name it, we've got it. We're busy, but we wouldn't have it any other way. We are absolutely happy with our life. Multiple of our children have behavioral issues. We're still learning.
Yes. Still learning every day. I mean, you never know what each day's gonna bring. You just gotta go with the flow.
And I don't know how long, you know, we'll both be able to stay home. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave those in the comments below, and we will definitely answer them. Who knows, we may feature your question on another vlog. Definitely would love to hear back from you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to click the like button or subscribe so you don't miss more videos. You can also follow us on Instagram or Twitter, or visit our blog, DivergingLives.com.